Yep, there we are.
Are we up?
We're up.
Sweet.
Yeah.
Episode 10.
Episode 10 of TyriaNow.
10 TyriaNow. Tyria has been now 10 times.
10 times.
Yeah.
This is what we do.
Impressive stuff.
Yep. Well, welcome to the show, everyone. He is Aaron. I am Miko. This is TyriaNow, and this is episode 10. ArenaNet played us.
Been played, guys.
Yeah. See, Aaron is looking a bit tore up, rough, and tired because he's been grinding.
It hasn't even really been a grind. It's just, I've jumped into the deep end on this week's patch. So,
yeah.
I've got plenty to say, right?
That's good.
My brain is full of hot takes that need to be unloaded.
All right.
So
hot
I'm
takes
glad
that need to be unloaded.
I'm glad everyone's shown up for dinner, right? Because we've got a spread this evening. I don't know if this analogy is working. I'll just drop it.
I'm too sleepy still from not having enough sleep.
Miko didn't get enough sleep, guys.
No, man. I had to get up on a Saturday morning early. That's just wrong.
That's a problem.
But my hair looks fabulous, and it's fine.
You get up to do your hair.
I did. I went and got a haircut.
Yeah.
And got
curly
haired. My curly hair is back because I live in humidity now.
Humidity curls hair?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, when I lived in California, my hair would go straight. Because
I did not.
humidity. Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
Long hair problems, hashtag. Mm-hmm.
Chat says my hot takes are always the most toxic.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Actually, last night on my live stream, we were talking about how we'd like to take casual players as pets. So
I saw that Josh was mentioning that. Yeah.
Yeah, I guess we are. I guess my hot takes are the most toxic.
I don't know you, man.
We were talking about
you. You used to be a nice guy, and now you're like this uber dank memester of like the elitist proportions.
We're talking about ArenaNet releasing a casual player mini pet on the gem store that wears full pit fighter armor with pearl weapons.
Dude, that's bad.
I would buy it. I would buy it.
Totem tells me that there is a mini that looks like that, but it's
there is because my chat started linking them all to me. Yeah, There's a lot of champion minis actually.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's about where my mind is at this week.
You need to go farm more crocotite or whatever the hell you're farming now.
I'm 2 days into crocotite farming, and I wish I'd started 3 days earlier because I could be almost done by now. And Istan hearts are awful.
Well, all of those months that you farmed in Istan, what did you do with your stuff?
I consumed all of it. Well, here's the thing. Okay, so let's back up.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Let's back up to Istan farming. So I actually saved up about 4,000 crocotite ore back when I was doing Istan a lot. Right. Then when Istan got nerfed and I realized I wasn't going to get any more, I was like, okay, how much realistically would I need if they do release a legendary trinket? I was like, probably only a stack, right? So I ate everything but 2,000 because I was like, so if I need a stack, I'll keep 2,000 naturally, right?
Okay.
And then when the patch dropped and no trinket came out, I was like, guess I'll eat the rest of it. So I ate 2,000 like 2 weeks ago, and then this comes out, and now I'm like, well, guess I'm doing hearts.
Your favorite thing?
Yep.
Oh, my heavens. So, Aaron, is that all that you've been doing in game this week? Since we're at the what have you been up to?
I've been doing a whole lot ever since War Eternal came out. I've been pretty much living in Dragonfall. I don't know about you, but
yep.
I've been working on Dragonfall achievements, doing the meta, trying to see how good of a gold farm it is because people were like raving about how good of a gold farm it was.
Yeah.
So I did several meta runs to kind of look into that. I did my sky scale. That's done. I got it a few days later.
I think I ran into you in Dragonfall the day that you, like literally a couple of minutes after you gotten it.
Yeah.
You were sitting there hovering. And you were like,
Yes.
say hi to the stream. And I was like,
Yep.
la la la.
Yeah, I got
Right
my
now.
sky scale a few days late. I did not world first it.
That's quite all
But
right.
I'm glad I'm done with it. I'm still not super happy with the way they did it, but I'm okay with how they did it. They have changed it, right? We had the 28th patch where it's now less time gated, which is good. But it's still time gated. You still have to feed the thing for 4 days. So.
Yeah. I am at the go around the scavenger hunts, the collections with the sub-collections within the sub-collections.
There's a lot of sub-collections.
The saving sky scales, the one where you're going around doing the scavenger hunt around the world?
There's many of those.
Well, I'm talking about that one specifically where you have to go and try to infuse
where your sky scale ran away.
No.
And you have to go find it?
No, I haven't gotten that far. I'm at the egg, infusing the egg with magic, that one. Which I started today because I've been at that step for a couple of days now, but I just haven't had the chance to actually start the collection. So I started it this morning since I was up early.
I think once you finish that, then you can start feeding.
Probably.
So you can
start. That's right, because I think that's where one of my friends is at. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so that's where I am, and I'm actually apart from the having to talk to the djinn after you kill the other little veteran djinns in Hidden Garden in Vabi, and if you don't talk to them right away, they disappear, and then you have to wait around and farm them up again until the bastards decide to show up again. I'm all right with the scavenger hunt.
Yeah, waiting for events isn't fun, is it?
And I literally had the event icon was there, so like they were there. You could farm the little stupid veteran djinn, and I was soloing them, and I was going around and I was killing them, and I was like, "All right, bastards, where are you?" And then they're like they weren't there, and I got a whatever map change instance because the map was closing things, so I switched maps, and there were like I don't know, I want to say like seven or eight other players who were doing it at the same time, and so between us we were able to, I guess, kill enough of the djinn, or the game decided that it deemed us worthy to respawn the stupid djinn, so I was able to talk to the djinn.
That happened to me yesterday on my stream. We needed a specific event provision, and it wasn't up on our map, and we couldn't find where to start it. And we got a little volunteer thing, and I was like, well, shoot, I'll go to this map, you stay in this map. Or actually, no, one of my chatters said you should go to that map, and I'll stay in this one.
Right.
I wasn't big brain enough. And then the map I swapped to, the event was up, and was like, wow, that's a good strategy. I have to remember it. It's amazing. Guys, always volunteer.
If you can volunteer, and if you can, just in case, map hop, it's a good thing.
Yeah. So I have my sky scale. I completed the meta achievement for Dragonfall yesterday, which includes, have you heard about the bridge achievement?
I saw you tweeting about the bridge achievement because I need that one for the last armor box. That's the only armor box that I'm missing currently, and I left it for last because I figured 25 events, that's going to be tedious. I'll leave it for last when I don't have anything else to do.
Tedious is putting it mildly.
Yeah, I figured, because I saw in all of the time that I've spent in Dragonfall, I think I've run across one bridge event ever. And I was like, this is going to suck.
Yeah. So these events, they're defensive. So there's two events. There's a salvage one that spawns at the beginning of a new map, right? And if you're fast enough, aka roller beetle, you can tag 3 out of 4. I don't know that you can tag if they're slow. If
you're a good roller beetle driver.
If you're a good driver and your map is slow, you can tag all 4 and get 4 event credits towards that. During the actual camp building up process, these spawn very irregularly, very haphazardly, and they're up for about 30 seconds or less before people finish them and they're over.
Yeah.
And if you don't, so if your map is calling them out, as long as you're on your roller beetle, you can probably make it. The problem is nobody calls these out.
Yeah, right. I noticed that because I've seen people ask in map chat, are there any bridge events up, and no one responds.
Yeah. So if
And
you
so
can't,
here's
yeah.
the sad thing is like I was that guy who didn't respond because I was at an event that was about to end and I was like I ain't calling for this to you're not gonna get here in time, bro. Sorry.
Yeah. And like if you don't have a map that's calling them out, or if you're not in a squad with 4 friends that are watching all the bridges, it's a very obnoxious achievement to get.
Yeah.
I spent all day yesterday doing this achievement. All day. 10 hours. Just camping Dragon Stand bridges.
That sucks.
Yeah. So that was a great time.
There are a couple of the achievements that I've been talking over with a couple of my friends about whether or not we should set up some squads to put them up in an LFG or to like hold guild events or whatever to help people get these achievements. Just because I see that people are either not calling out specific events that are necessary for the meta, either because the loot isn't as good or people just want to do other things. So, yeah.
Chat mentioning they did manage to find a squad with people doing bridge events. I did a few times too, but just not often enough, right?
Yeah.
And like another fundamental problem I have with that achievement is it encourages you to disregard the rest of the meta.
Sure.
Because this isn't an achievement that you're going to get. It's not one of those ones where you're like, oh, I'll just play on the map and I'll get it.
I was
right?
surprised also that they made it 25 when the rest of the box, the armor box ones are like 10 that also count towards the sky scale. I thought 25 might be a little bit too high.
For the
For
frequency,
something that spawns infrequently. Yeah.
For the frequency of those events spawning and the minuscule amount of time that they are active, it's a really badly designed achievement.
Yeah. I think I would have liked it to see it at a lower event count.
Yeah. 10 would have been a great number for the way
and it
these
would
are
have been
designed.
consistent with the rest of the rest of them.
Yeah. Have you done a complete meta run of Dragonfall?
Mm-hmm.
How do you like the Dragonfall meta? What do you think of it?
It's not too bad. I've managed to do both 2 of the 3 legendaries that need to be killed simultaneously or map chat loses its shit. Yeah, it's like Orc Basin all over again. But yeah. But I mean, I think it's good. I like that it can be resumed at any point, like Silver Waste. I'm glad that they didn't put it on a strict timer like they did for Dragon Stand.
Lost Miko, guys. You cut out there.
I'm sorry. I was saying that. Where did you lose me?
Which map did you say that you were glad it wasn't put on the timer like?
Dragon Stand.
Yeah. So I've seen that comparison a lot. A lot of people compare this map to Dragon Stand. A lot of people compare this map to Silver Waste.
I think it's sort of a kind of a tries to be semi like both with elements of it's interesting.
I personally do not think, as someone who plays a lot of Silver Waste, this map is nothing like Silver Waste.
I mean,
and it's nothing like Dragon Stand either.
It's no, in the sense that you've got the quote unquote lanes, which I don't know that I would agree that they're strict lanes in the sense of like
There's 3 distinct areas.
There's 3 distinct areas for sure, but they're not.
I find that in terms of gameplay and how you progress the meta, this is almost a carbon copy of Verdant Brink, actually.
It does feel Verdant Brinky in certain aspects, yes.
It's very chaotic. There's not really any rhyme or reason to anything going on. You kind of just show up and hit as many events as you can, and that'll progress camps. That's exactly what happens in Verdant Brink, right? And then you get bosses once you get to the end meta stage, right? Yeah. It's pretty much Verdant Brink. I'm not a huge fan of this meta event. I don't like it very much. It's super long. It's like 2 hours.
It does take a long time to progress it.
It's incredibly long.
I think I would be interested to see if you had organized groups running it, how long it would take if multiple organized groups. Or a large guild running it. like an
That's
SSC or something.
that's why I'm kind of waiting for like benchmarks on this, because we have like silver waste is solved,
Yeah.
right? You do your RIBA rotation in silver waste and you run it every hour reliably, right? I'd be interested to know when, like, I'd be interested to see how fast you could do this meta event if your whole 50-man squad knows what they're doing and is maybe run by a guild, right? I still think it'll probably be on the slower side, just because the way the progression's set up.
Yeah, it just feels slower.
It is. It's super slow, and I personally don't see. Okay, you have to map swap effectively for this to be a competitive gold farm, because it's so long, and because the keys are so to the chests are so heavily gated behind events. You can only get keys from event completions. There's no other way, right? So tagging enough events to get enough keys to open every chest, every meta. You have to tag like 40 to 50 events.
Yeah.
Crazy. So a lot of times you're going to run out of keys, which is going to impact your gold per hour over this farm. And since it's so long, that's also going to impact your gold per hour. And you have two main sources of income here because they nerfed champ bags for this. You can get rare gear from the chests, which has crashed in price since this came out.
Yeah.
It's on the up again, but it's still not worth very much compared to before. And then you get volatile magic, but you don't get nearly as much volatile magic from this as you did from like doing Istan, right? So personally, I'm going to stick with Silver Waste as my main gold farm until this gets like.
Silver Waste has been like the most reliable, I think.
It's the benchmark
since it came into the game.
Yeah, it's the benchmark, absolutely. And I don't think we have reliable enough metrics on this event, and unless you have a squad that's dedicated to map swapping this event to get the most meta completions possible in the least amount of time, I don't think you're going to see better gold per hour than.
Yeah, and I know that the farming guilds are out there trying to get the metrics on it currently, because I've seen them posting on Discord and whatnot. So I'm sure it'll get solved like Silver Waste has and how Istan was prior to it being nerfed.
And that was the only reason that Istan was better than Silver Waste also, was because of map swapping.
I wonder why they designed it to be such a slow meta. And one of the things that I appreciated as I was going and doing different achievement things was that I could tag events if I wanted to, or if I came across them, and still get credit for progressing them, helping to progress the meta, even though I didn't always necessarily participate in the meta at the end if I didn't feel like it, but I was still in the map. If I were wanting to focus on finishing out whatever collection or achievement I was working towards. Will that change once I've completed things? Probably. And I would be interested to see where I'm at with this map, say in a month's time. Once I've finished out Skyscale and finished out the collections, because I do anticipate that I'll be finishing the Skyscale and getting that last armor box from the Bridges event, and then the story events. I'll finish the achievements whenever I get around to them. If I get around to them, I'm not really super hot on the boots, which demotivates me from completing it.
Yeah, I've played it basically the same way as you have, kind of like the meta secondary. I was focusing on achievements all week. But I have done a couple dedicated. I did a run where I tried to just tag as many events as humanly possible to get as many keys as possible. I ended up with like 30, 35 keys by the time the chest came up, which is pretty good, right? I imagine if you min-max it better, because I didn't really know what I was doing. I was just like, oh crap, there's something over there, let's go do it. So I imagine if you min-max this better, you'd be able to tag upwards of 50, 60 events over the course of this. It's just this meta, to get enough keys to open your chest, you have to hit and run events. You can't stand around and complete events. You have to kill one mob and just immediately leave to go to the next thing.
Right, if
And it
you're
makes
gonna make it min-max it for farming
yeah.
gold.
And since there's no the reason this works on Silver Waste is because the map is small
Yeah.
and there's a very, very, very clear, distinct rotation. It's organized, right?
Yeah.
So people just go in a circle and tag all the events without completing them, and the events will complete successfully because you can go so fast.
Right.
That doesn't work in this map. It's too big and it's not organized enough. And I don't know where that balance of tagging
I think the map in and of itself on a horizontal, if you look at the size of it, the footprint of it, not the vertical footprint of it, but the horizontal footprint of it, it's not that big of a map, but it feels so big because there's a lot of verticality to it. And that makes traversing it more of a pain.
And that's verticality you have to deal with when you attack events. There will be an event up here, there'll be one going down here,
absolutely.
like over here, like absolutely. So that size of the verticality absolutely factors into this. And I just I don't know how good this is going to be gold per hour wise when things even out. I'm sure it'll be a viable gold farm. It's just I don't know. I after all these years, I think Silver Waste is the best meta event in the game.
I think too, the one thing that I was noticing is that, you could be progressing one camp area for one region and getting it up to, say, tier 3 or 4, and the other lanes weren't doing anything at all. They'd be sitting at like 1 or 2, and I'm like, what's going on over there, people?
This is going to be...
It's going to take I think it's going to take more organization than some of the others.
To min-max this to complete it as quickly as possible, it's going to be a 3-commander event, like Dragon's Stand, right? Mm-hmm. It is similar to Dragon's Stand in layout. Layout-wise, is very similar to Dragon's Stand, right?
Yeah.
The camp upgrading in this is more similar to Verdant Brink than it is Silver Waste. But yeah, it's kind of like a hybrid of Dragon's Stand and Verdant Brink. Especially with the way the events are just very simple events, like Verdant Brink is. Like Dragon's Stand has very focused events, like, all right, this thing's happening. Now we got to do this to advance on Mordremoth. Whereas Verdant Brink is like, there's stuff to kill over here, right? Yeah. Like that
go collect things that are out there in this general region, and you're like, okay.
Dragonfall is very much like, there's a bunch of stuff to kill. Go wild.
Have fun.
Like it's very much like that. I'm not as big a fan of that. I like the clear structure of Silver Waste, which is why I'm going to stick with that. But yeah, this will definitely be a 3-commander thing.
The funny thing is too is that you'll have events that will crisscross in paths, and then you can like tag both, which is interesting because that happens in Silver Waste sometimes when you get like the Doliac escorts crossing with something else, but I don't remember seeing that as much in Verdant Brink escorts crossing. I mean, I could be wrong. It's been a while since I played the VB meta.
Like Doliac escorts are a much bigger part of Silver Waste than they are part of Dragonfall. In Verdant Brink, you have that Save the Soldier with the supplies event that pops up like everywhere, like escort him. So the Verdant Brink has a similar mechanic, but I like what chat says about having 3 commanders that rotate zone to zone, so you just constantly have 3 Zergs rolling through each zone. You have a Zerg in each zone all the time, right? And everybody gets their maximum event tags. That would take a lot of organization to pull off. But
I think it will need to be like a big guild that is willing to invest the time and the resources to get it going.
Yeah, chat says, I'm sure the Quit My Job to Farm guild will have it min-maxed in another week or 2. Yeah, probably. Probably. But yeah, I probably won't be hanging out in this map past, since I finished the achievements now. I've also finished the section of it for Vision, so I don't really see myself coming back to it to farm.
I've got to still do the and I've left it purposely till later in my collection within a collection, the one that I'm on right now. The Dragonfall one, I've left it till later on so that I can also hopefully work on the Bridges one at the same time.
Yeah, with the Bridges one, if you can do that with a friend, it's going to be, or even better, 3 or 4 friends, it's going to be incredibly advantageous. Because if you can all camp Bridges in that map and just call out when one's up, If you have 4 people, it's an easy mode
If
achievement.
you've got a teleport to friend, a stack of
Yeah,
them.
yeah. I mean, you don't even need a TP to friend. As long as you know when the bridge is up, the second it's up, you can waypoint and beetle your way there in time.
Yeah.
The beetle is the way with this achievement, right? It's just trying to do it like
Yeah.
by myself was just awful.
Yeah.
So yeah, I don't know. I'm not huge on the meta. I've done it a bunch now. I don't have 25, so there's an achievement to get 25 metas done. Thank God you don't have to do it, because oh my God, I think I've met like 10 or 11 metas done, just a virtue of
Isn't
being.
isn't the AB one like 100 or 1,000 or something like that?
I don't know. I haven't done it. That's all I know.
I know I haven't done it either, but I know a couple of friends who've recently completed it, and by recently I mean within like the past several months.
Well, because
They were
there's
like, oh, I'm the savior of whatever, and I'm like, okay.
yeah, and Chad has a point. I'd rather do 1,000 ABs than 25 of these freaking bridges again. That's how bad it is.
All right, so that gives us some postmortem on the War Eternal.
Yeah.
So the new patch is in.
Yep. Big patch.
Big patch. What do you want to talk about first? Do you want to go in order of the show notes, or should we skip around?
I did think we should like talk about all the stuff first and then Vision last, because Vision's kind of like the big thing.
Yeah.
Right.
I agree with that.
What I will say about this patch is I think this patch is more exciting than the Living World patch was.
I think that several people are feeling that way.
Yeah.
The excitement that I saw on Twitter from the people who were waiting for a legendary trinket to come in with War Eternal patch and then didn't get it, and we're all sour and oh, we didn't get it, and then they were ArenaNet played us. They got it this time, and they were like, oh my gosh.
Genuinely, this patch was more hype than the actual Living World finale patch. I didn't play at all the day that the Living World patch dropped. Mm-hmm. When I woke up to Discord messages about a new legendary trinket, I rolled out of bed and booted up my computer. Yeah. I did. And I blew off work that day. I was like, listen, I got something to work on.
In the virtual world. Yeah.
But they did do, apart from the trinket, which we'll talk about, they did do updates to meta events.
Yeah, which we knew was coming from Mike Z's post when he posted in the roadmap that Path of Fire metas were going to be getting some attention. And boy, howdy, did they ever.
So you get amalgs now, amalgamated gemstones for completing, which is great. It means people will do
awesome. Yeah.
People will do them. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. But the best thing for me about these, and I don't even have to do this anymore, but it was such a terrible area of the game, is that Serpent's Ire is now doable by a pub group. Okay, you can just go to a map and do Serpent's Ire now. Like
I'm gonna jump on the. I'm gonna get on friends here, who are new to the game. When you see a boss that has a green bar underneath it, that means it needs to be hard CC'd. Please learn your class. Know what skills are the ones that break these bars, because you will find so many friends in the game, in the world of Tyria, who will love you forever for knowing how to hard CC a Defiance bar. That's all.
Here's the thing. So, have you done Serpent's Ire?
Not since the change, no.
So, the thing about Serpent's Ire was you could have a whole 50-man squad plus however many people showed up to do the event, all following the commander. Oh, wow, I got all my CCs on my bar. Let's do this. Let's bust them out. Yeah. And still fail it. Yeah. It was over. No one can deny it was overtuned.
Yes, it was overtuned. The Defiance bar would scale up for some ungodly reason. And when you had players who were actually CCing and couldn't break that bar, not a good thing. My experience was that people would be going, what do I use to break it? And I'm like, okay.
Yeah,
do you have this skill on your bar? No. Okay. Yeah. Do you have this on your bar? Do you have this weapon? You can use this skill. Pain. The pain of Serpent's Ire. But yes, this is all new and better.
Yeah, it's and there's obviously always going to be champions in the game, right? That don't know that muddy terrain isn't enough to break the frickin' Hydro boss. And
Soft CC work, soft CC if you don't have hard CC. It's a great
yeah,
thing.
yeah, but like this event was absolutely overtuned. It was well known for being overtuned, and nobody does it because it's overtuned. And it's
Yes.
required for several things. It's required for funerary armor. It's required for the IG4187 or whatever the hell that's called back piece from
Mm-hmm.
episode 2. I did that back piece thinking it was going to be part of the trinket, and it's not. Anyway, so yeah, what I had to do this back when it first was a thing
Mm-hmm.
was wait for. There's a well-known guild that used to run it every
Mm-hmm.
Saturday, and that was basically your only ticket, only guild in the game that does it, and that was your only way to get this done.
Yeah.
Because every other iteration would fail,
Mm-hmm.
and
Yeah.
that was just what you had to do. You waited till Saturday.
Yes.
If you had to do a certain time.
Spirit from Relics of War used to go in and command Serpent's Ire. And she
Mhm.
would purposely she would like hard stack her squads with raiders who knew how to CC.
Yeah.
And would be calling out in chat what skills to use if you were said class, and she would stress her out.
Yeah, it was a truly vile experience.
Yeah.
And it was an EverQuest like a classic WoW level experience. It wasn't fun. So that's been reduced. The scaling has been reduced by 50%, and the base automatic number that scales from has been reduced by 33%. So it should
Wonderful
be
times.
achievable
Yeah.
now. Like you can probably just show up and do it now.
I would hope so, because it gives amalgamated gemstones as part of it.
And you can, people who've been sitting on that back piece forever, you can get that done. If you wanted your last piece of funerary armor, you can get that done. Like, it's a thing now, so that's pretty cool. They've also all been put on timers, so some of them had to push it, and that was the only way.
Yeah.
Now they're all on timers.
I love that they're on timers now, because then you can work them into your farming schedule if you want to.
Yeah, so there's some key, because we said how we were happy that Dragonfall wasn't on a timer, and there's a key reason for that. Because on Dragonfall, the minute you finished a Dragonfall, you can immediately start another one, right? Before, if you finished whatever the ones were that weren't on timers, you couldn't immediately start another one. You had to wait. So there was like a soft timer that started after you finished it, and then you could put, and that's bad.
Yeah.
Right. So like, if you're not going to be on a timer, it needs to be infinitely repeatable, and if it is, then it's fine to just show up, right? But the mix of the two was like, so they've been like, and they've been timed in a way that they're like the Heart of Thorns ones now. You can do them in sequence.
Yeah.
So if you want to do your Heart of Thorns meta runs and then your POF meta runs, you can do that all in a big sequence now. Get your 9 amalgamated gemstones per day. Like, it's going to be great.
Yeah.
If that's what you like.
And if that's what you like to do. And there are plenty of people who like to do that.
Mm-hmm.
So yes, so this is a good thing. We are happy.
Have you done all of the POF metas?
No.
I haven't either. I've never done Casino Blitz.
I've done Casino Blitz, because usually I've run across it and like, oh, there's something happening. I'll participate, sure. Without even realizing that it was part of the meta.
Mm-hmm.
And so, but I did it. What's another one that I've done? I've never actually I've seen the meta pop, and have never seen anyone participate, and that was the one down in Desolation.
Yeah, I've never done Desolation either.
Yeah.
Nope.
Yeah. It was like
I've never
little
done
crickets. There was like no one around to do that.
I've never done treasure hunting either.
I think I tried it once and I was like, but
I've deleted countless stacks of treasure hunting.
I don't delete. I just let them stack up and occupy a slot
You
since they
keep-
stick.
You keep those?
Oh,
Oh my! I've deleted so many stacks
Yeah.
of treasure hunting kits.
Yeah, but I've probably spent less time in the Path of Fire maps than you have.
Mm-hmm. And I only spent time in them to run my alts through the story and map completion.
Yeah, see, and that's the thing, is that Season 4, I haven't replayed Living World since Season 3, Episode 5, where I actually played it on several alts. Episode 6, I never replayed, or I started to on a second alt, haven't finished it. And it kind of went the same way for Season 4.
That Lazarus fight's kind of hard. It's kind of hard. Season 3, Episode 6. When you fight Lazarus.
Yeah.
It's kind of hard.
I think I played it with someone I think I played that on stream actually, so that's probably why I played it. And it was probably fine. I can't even remember it. It was not memorable. I just remember thinking that it felt anticlimactic, kind of like this episode, but we already talked about that last week.
We did, yeah.
Yeah.
Did you watch, speaking of that, did you watch Wooden Potatoes analysis video?
Yes.
I don't know. I kind of agreed. Like, I kind of agreed with a lot of the points he made. It made me feel like someone in chat, Arctic Alcoholic, mentioned that it made him feel better about the episode, and I have to say, I feel the same way.
Yeah.
After I listened to that, I was like, all right, I can feel it, but I still felt like it still didn't feel super good playing it. Like, you can justify it all you want, and even if your justifications make sense, if I felt kind of let down, like, that's just how I felt after playing it, right? Like, that can't be helped. So I don't know. I still wasn't a huge fan of it.
And you know, I've seen people say, "Oh, this was the best story episode ever," and I'm like,
I hate those tweets.
I mean, I've seen people even in Discord saying this in a couple of Discords that I'm in, and I'm just kind of like, I wish I could feel that way because I felt that way about the last episode, but we talked about this last week. But so yes, so Wooden Potatoes, yes, I agreed with many of his points and agreed with his disappointment in many instances as well.
Yeah, it's a good video, guys. If you haven't checked it out,
if you haven't, please go and check it out. He's always worth a listen, I think.
Yeah, I'm listening to his dungeon series right now.
So am I. Yeah, it's been really interesting.
It's really interesting. Yeah.
I got one of my raiders is taking through a bunch of his real life friends IRL friends, and he's invited me along as part of the group, and I'm like, okay, I'll go do dungeons, and I've been watching the playlist, the Wooden Potatoes playlist, because I'm like, it's been ages since I've played through a lot of these paths. So let me bone up on what actually is supposed to happen. Yeah. Because then I'll be able to help.
Yeah, there's also really interesting trivia in that dungeon series. Like, I listen to it at the gym. I listen to it while I work. Like, it's like 9 hours long. I'm like, sweet, let's go.
Yeah. And he just started getting the ARA ones out this week.
Yeah,
which I'm gonna be looking. Do you remember when we did that 4-hour stream of a raw path? I don't even remember what.
Yeah, that was one path, and we did We took us 4 hours to do it.
It was a hot beta. Yeah, but we had never even played through that path. So
we were champions.
we were like, what do we do? I have no idea what we do. We had to call in friends. It was hysterical. It was the funniest stream though that we've ever done. I will admit. I will say that.
Chat talking about having a love-hate with the Paolo Ojoko arc. I feel that because I loved that finale with Paolo Ojoko, but I thought the arc was too short.
In the Living World season? Yeah.
Season 3. Episodes 1 through 3. Yeah. Arc a little too short.
I will admit I was rather tired of Joko by the time we
didn't get any time with him. How could you be tired of him?
I
spend any time with Joko.
Joko. Okay, let me rephrase. I was tired of the community's praise Joko love fest.
That
and
meme.
that made me hate Joko more, and I was just like, you know what? I'm ready for this dude to die.
that meme is definitely tired.
So when Aureen ate him, I was like, yes. And then Bram's praise Joko line, it still makes me laugh.
Kind of put a lid on the whole thing. Like Bram saying that
was hysterical.
Is like ArenaNet going all right, we're putting a lid on this meme, guys.
Yeah.
We're closing the book on this meme.
Yeah.
It's come full circle. It's over.
Yeah. All right. So another thing that happened with this patch, your ascended trinkets, not just trinkets, gear as well. If you have both expansions, you now have access to all of their stats on ascended gear, which is lovely and makes a whole lot of sense. So whatever is available to you because you own both of the expansions and core, the core game, then that's what you can select from whenever you get an ascended piece of gear. I approve of this.
Do you like this?
I do. I think it's a good thing because I will say that now in the raid and fractal which they've kind of made similar now. You have the assaulters, malicious, and defenders or healers, whatever they're calling it, and so that you separate them out that way. So I was already used to getting them separated out that way because I raid so much. But there were times where I was like, I want this, I need this stat, and what do I have in my bank? And I don't have a piece that actually have it, damn. Can I stat swap it? Yes, if it's armor or a weapon, but if it's a trinket, then I'm kind of screwed. So that made me sad, Panda. But at least now I know which ones I need to be looking for now, even more than before. But you don't like it because why?
I think that you should have to play the content that the stat is related to get it. So if you want Minstrel's stats, you need to go get LS3 Ascended Trinkets, right? If you want Plague Doctor stats, you need to go do LS4 Ascended Trinkets, right? I think you should have to play the relevant expansion to get the stats that came out with it.
I think, too, though, that by offering it out, it gives players who have been gated because they haven't either been able to purchase that or they're... I mean, it's a way of bringing in new players and saying, here, if you want to play endgame, we can give you all of this. You can just go and do it.
What this says is buy it. Like, buy the thing. Get the expansion, which you have to buy it anyway if you want to get, like, the stats, the way that it worked
thinking
before.
about it, it feels... I mean, we've said this before. It feels like another... Here's an NCSoft. Give.
I just think that, like, for instance, what's everyone going to do now? If you need any stat set at all, you just go to Bitter Frost Frontier, right? Because it's easier than doing anything else. You can get Ascended Trinkets in Dragon Ball.
Yes.
And Lucent Mode, or not Lucent Modes, but Mistborn Modes aren't tough to get, but Winter Berries are easier, right? So... I think, like, because before, if you wanted a Harrier's Druid, right, you had to go to Sandswept Isles and do Diflorite crystals.
No, you could also get Harriers from Bobby, from the Heart Vendors.
Or Bobby, yeah, exactly. Like, you had to go play relevant content to get that.
Or you had to raid. Or Fractal.
And
well,
this kind of, like, it might be, I don't know, I think it's, the way it was before is a better way of putting people into... varied content, and I think this way will tunnel vision people into Bitter Frost Frontier. I think that's all this achieves.
I don't know. I think that it just gives people more access to go and get it from wherever they want to play. Whether that's Bitter Frost, whether it's Bitter Frost, then so be it. But if they want to get it from something else, then they have that option.
But now
it's a weird thing. It's weird how the original game manifesto, which we don't talk about anymore, Play the Way You Want, is kind of coming up again in interesting ways without being named, if that makes any kind of sense.
Here's how I feel. It kind of comes back to, I'm not going to rant about time gates, but it kind of comes back to how I feel about time gates. I like being able to play the way I want, but I also don't mind having to play certain things as long as I can play. That's my big thing. As long as I can play, right? It's why I don't like time gates, because it tells me I can't play, right? Mm-hmm. So, like, I don't mind having to go do Sandswept Isles for Harrier's Trinkets because I can play. I can do that. I can go do that right now, right? I don't necessarily need the game to be like, well, you can get this Path of Fire stat in Heart of Thorns. Like that, I don't know. Seems...
Well, it's not... You can't get it in... You can't get Path of Fire in Heart of... Well, you can if you own Path of Fire.
LS3 is Heart of Thorns content.
Yes, but what I'm saying is you have to own Path of Fire in order to get access to those Path of Fire stats.
You do, but I think you should have to play Path of Fire to get the Fire stats.
It's fair. It's a fair point. I'm not disagreeing with you. I think that it also broadens it out. But I do think it's a way to, again, get those new players who want just the end game, go straight to the end game.
I also, like, it's a great discussion topic, but I also don't think it's a big deal. Like, I don't think it matters like 0.01%, right? Like, who cares?
Now, I think you experienced this, because I know I did. When our stats were supposed to reset on all of these trinkets, and it was supposed to be like, here's what's going to be resetting, and here's what's not. And sometimes what was supposed to have reset didn't actually reset.
No, I would say over half, probably like 75% of the stuff that I have that should have reset did not
Didn't,
reset.
yeah.
I would say only about a third or a fourth of the
Mhm.
stuff that was supposed
I
to.
know.
Because I have stat selectable LS3 trinkets on every character. I have a bunch of stat selectable weapons on
Yeah.
all my characters. Like none of that reset.
Mhm. Some of my legendary gear reset. I
Did it?
had yeah.
None of mine.
My armor reset and one of my weapons did as well. And I was
No.
like, okay.
I didn't think legendaries, because what's the point of resetting legend? They already have every stat.
Exactly. They weren't supposed to, and they did. So there you go.
That's wild. Yeah, this whole thing was like didn't go off very well.
Yeah, no. And what was helpful was that the game would tell you if you logged into a character that had stuff that reset. By the way, go and reset your stuff because some things have been deselected, and you're like, oh, okay, thank you, game, for telling me. Otherwise, I would have forgotten to check.
Yeah, what a strange update. Because it was hit and miss across my whole account.
I was like, well, I hope they don't hotfix whatever it is that should have been working and then unreset things that you'd already got it and fixed.
I had to go through every character and check, and like some of them had half their trinkets reset and half not. Like what a disaster. Yeah. I'm just glad I don't have piles and piles of gear like raiders do.
Oh, and it was funny because we had I've had a couple of raiders who hadn't realized that their stuff had reset.
Yeah.
And they started raiding, and it was like, oh, my
our
stuff
DPS is terrible.
I mean, yeah, it's if you know the mechanics, just press 1. Oh, not 1, but just do your rotation.
Press 1. It's that easy, guys. Rating. Press 1.
Not really, but okay. All right, so this one, the new Mystic Forge recipes. Now, so on Tuesday for about 4 hours, did you do that event that popped in LA?
Oh, I'm flushing my mithril down the toilet.
What the hell was that for? Was this supposed to be current events? What was this even related to? Because I was at work, so I couldn't play it. And I was like, how interesting that they put in something that very Season 1-esque back
I don't touch the Mystic Forge with a 10-foot pole. So the only time I go there is to make Mystic Salvage Kits or craft a legendary. Otherwise, I don't touch that thing.
Yeah, I don't either.
So I couldn't tell you what this was about. But yeah, there was a dude, and he was asking for mithril, and like it was a collective effort. There was thousands of mithril donated, and then the event bugged. Like
and it was South Sun all over again. Not really, but a little bit. I still don't understand what that event was about. I don't know what anyone else does.
All I know is people flushed a bunch of mithril down the toilet.
Now, some people I saw speculating that it could have been related to the next raid wing, which everyone is expecting now because of the little throwaway line that Coalescence is going to be finished in June, which is today.
I can't wait to see what that thing looks like. I'm so excited. Are you not?
After seeing what Vision and Aurora do combined,
we'll talk about that.
Yeah. I kind of expect that. I kind of think that Coalescence will either be the same or more visual noise. I mean, the one thing that I like about, I think it's cool that legendary trinkets are in the game. I find the Aurora effect a bit obnoxious because you can't turn it off.
They need a toggle. They desperately need a toggle.
So
they need a toggle.
All right, so new Mystic Forge recipes came into the game for this very unassuming weapons set.
Bunch of just like random. It's not even a set. It's just a bunch of like.
But they're named exotics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. But they're just like they all look very different, right? There's a few that are themed similarly, but for the most part, it's just.
They're non-blingy.
They're not, yeah. I looked. Did you look through the gallery?
Yeah, I did.
There's a really cool double barrel pistol skin. That's probably the best one, in my opinion. I really like that skin.
The great sword is, I'm not sure. It has an interesting shape to it. I always look at great swords. I don't get to play very many characters that use great sword anymore, but I love great swords. The sword has a cool.
Chat is saying that Coalescence has been data mined, apparently. Apparently you can see what it looks like.
I believe that Shaman posted some Coalescence-related things in his data mine post this week.
I'll have to look at that later.
And I think I probably forgot to put it into his post into our links channel, so sorry.
I mean, they've got a link here in the Twitch chat. Hopefully this
wonderful.
is safe.
Thanks, Mr.
Wait, this is just a meme. Wait, is that third one supposed to be what Coalescence looks like?
Why can't I clicky?
I don't know about that, man. If that's what it looks like, I don't know. I don't know about that, dude. And what's supposed to be the effect from the ring? Does that only happen if you have the ring plus the 2 trinkets? Because if you have to have all 3,
so it's the planets.
If you have to have all 3, this shit is getting out of hand.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This is getting excessive.
Because I haven't seen previews in game of what Aurora and Vision look like, but there's that purpley that looks like an egg. What is up with that wonky doodle thing?
Oh no! Is it gonna look the? Oh, okay.
I've seen people speculating that it's just gonna be like another thing that will look like Aurora by itself, and then
why do they keep changing the color? Stop it! Stop changing the color.
Because you have to have some form of e-peen to show off that you have both.
I know, but I'm gonna have to keep switching this from character to character the more these that come out. It's purple, so it goes on my Mesmer. Now it's blue, so it has to go on my Guardian. Like, stop it!
Well, you wanted to chase them, so there you go. And now it's gonna ruin your fashion wars.
Chat saying they hate it, they dislike it. I don't hate it, actually. I would use it on my Guardian because it's blue, and my Guardian's blue. So apparently we've seen Coalescence now, guys. Holy crap.
Is that blue? I would call that a bit of... It looks like Mickey Mouse. What is that?
It's like a whitish blue, maybe a little tint of purple.
And what the hell is that in the middle?
It's still purple. The guy uploading out a blue filter. I don't know. That looks pretty freaking blue to me, man.
Oh, it looks whitish blue on mine.
Yeah, that looks very blue. But yeah, who knows? Let's not despair about the future yet, guys. Let's just hold our horses. It's not even out.
I think if there's a legendary trinket that I will ever own, it will more likely be Coalescence, only because it's available through raids and I raid. Mm-hmm. Other than that, I'm not going to be chasing Aurora because no. I can't. I'm still in PTSD from Draconis Month. I can't do it. And after I'm done with Skyscale, I think it is more than likely that I will not be chasing Vision either. But we'll get to that in a second. Okay, so let's just talk about this. I mean, do we have anything else? Cool non-blingy skins, guys. If you want, there are 30 new weapons. You can Mystic Forge them.
They probably cost a mediocre amount of money. Like, just go for it. Yeah. But yeah, the biggest part of this patch for me
was Vision. And I remember, I know that as soon as I saw that come out, I linked it to you, and you were like, "What?"
Yeah, I got messages about this from many people.
Oh, I'm sure you did.
I woke up to messages about this on Twitter, Discord, like you name it. Everyone was like, "Dude, there's a trinket." Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is definitely the biggest deal about this patch for me. I've been doing it all week. I've been diving into Vision all week. I haven't had a ton of time to play this week, but I've been jumping in.
Yeah.
It's pretty good stuff.
So tell us about this collection, because I have not. So there.
Well,
you are now the expert. Go.
The first thing you're going to want to do before you start the Vision collection is get yourself a sky scale.
Yes.
Because at least 3 items per collection you have things you need a sky scale for. So that's step number 1, is go through all that, first of all. Step number 2 is get all the LS4 achievement metas done, because you need all of them, just like Aurora. So I pre-prepped these, thank God, because I'd done Aurora, right? So yes. I've been thinking about there being a new trinket for LS4 since episode 3. So I've been pre-prepping everything since like for a year now, right?
Right.
Turns out I didn't do the freaking astro weapons, right?
No.
But whatever. So I had the metas done. Actually, technically, right now there's a very clear error in how this has been implemented. So right now, the Corsair Jerkin, the item that you get for the meta from Corna, is in the collection for Dragonfall instead of the Corsair boots. Obvious oversight, right? Like that's a mistake.
Yeah.
It should be the boots because then you'd have to do the Dragonfall meta. So you technically don't have to do the Dragonfall meta right now to get your Vision collections done. I'm sure they'll fix that at some point.
I would think that they would kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll fix that at some point. But yeah, right now there's kind of a mishap with the Dragonfall collection. But yeah, you have to do all the LS4 metas, and then there's additional things. You have to craft some Astro weapons for Istan. You got to craft some Dragon's Blood weapons for Thunderhead Peaks. You got to craft the Omicom Bandolier from episode 2. You got to make the Banner of the Dauntless Commander from episode 3.
Yep.
Whole bunch of good stuff. You have to do LG armor from episode 4. So that's all.
Were you being sarcastic when you said that? Whole
What?
bunch of good stuff.
Yeah, I mean, it's not terrible, right? Like, there is a 7-day time gate on being able to craft Astro weapons if you haven't done that yet, which I didn't do that achievement because I got the metas done, right?
Yeah.
But the meta doesn't necessarily mean I did the specific achievement for crafting Astro weapons, right? So I'm sitting at 7-day time gate on that. And then you're time gated a little bit on Serpentine Jewels for crafting Dragon's Blood weapons.
Yep.
Because Serpentine Jewels only come from Dwarven Room, which you can only do once a day, right? So that's fun.
Yes.
Luckily, I pre-prepped my Serpentine Jewels back when episode 5 came out, so that was all dandy. And then that's basically Vision 1, right, is doing all the different episode collections. And then you unlock Vision 2, which I don't know anything about because I didn't watch Deroyer's stream, and I'm not there yet because I'm time-gated in Istan. So I'm like 95% done. The only thing I have left to do is do a Corpse Caravan in Istan and craft my Astro weapons. And then I'll be on Division 2. And then I think it's just a normal legendary, like Mystic Tribute, that sort of stuff. Mm-hmm. So, but the effect. So let's talk about that.
Talk about the effect, because this is the thing that has people a bit... They either love it or they hate it that it has the same effect as Aurora by itself.
Chat saying the collection is bugged for the Astro weapons. It can't be bugged. DeRoyer finished it. He's done. People have done it. So I don't think it's bugged, as far as I'm aware. But Vision looks identical to Aurora.
Mm-hmm.
Not okay.
Yeah, I was surprised that they went for that way of dealing with the problem of visual noise in this game, which they just continue adding to, in my opinion.
It's not cool. Legendaries
always have a unique effect and look to them.
Legendaries are supposed to be unique. Every one of them by themselves. Like Twilight and Sunrise, yes, they combine to make a new thing.
Yeah.
But they are unique on their own, right? Copy pasting a legendary is egregious, in my opinion. I'm still going to make it because when you combine them, you get purple bubbles, right?
And you get the purple bubbles.
With Aurora or Vision by themselves, you get gold little globes, and then you get purple bubbles if you combine them. I'll be honest, I like the gold globes better. But I was talking about this on my stream. If you have gold globes now, people aren't going to see you and say, "Oh, they have Aurora," or "Oh, they have Vision," right? People are going to see you and say, "Oh, that person doesn't have both."
Right.
That's what that means now.
Yeah.
It no longer means that you have a legendary trinket. It just means you don't have two.
Yeah.
That's all that means.
Yeah.
So I got a purple character. Let's get the purple bubs. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I'm going after it, but I don't like the way this has been implemented visually. I'm not big on it.
Yeah, no, I kind of agree. I think that they should have gotten a different look. And then if you wanted to have the purple bubble effect for combining both of them, you could have still done that. You mean they could have made Vision a different color instead of Aurora.
Make Vision unique
right.
somehow. Yeah. It could have had blue globes, right? Do Vision blue, do Aurora gold, combine them, you get purple. gives a crap, right? Like, just do something that's different, but it's identical.
Yeah.
It's copy pasted, and that's a problem, in my opinion.
And they did take to the, I think they took it to the official forums, or perhaps it was Reddit, to try and explain that the legendary trinkets had this effect on purpose. And it's like, did they? Was this on purpose, or is this you guys kind of ran out of time?
I think that it's like, so there's a theory that they made this whole thing since the patch. So they release on the 14th. Everybody cries about no trinket, and they slap one together in 2 weeks and chuck it out.
I disagree with that.
Come on, they copy pasted the effect.
You can copy paste the effect, but
the collections are just Aurora all over again.
Well, yeah, but at the same time, it's like it's going to take resources to put that in together. Will they be able to do that in 2 weeks? I don't know. I'm
not a game developer, but all I'm saying is like,
pressing the button to fix the thing isn't how game development works.
That's not what I think game development is, but this trinket seems very slapdash. Very slapdash. Very.
I will say that I think it just looks like they ran out of time to do something special.
Yeah. I don't like.
I mean, I think the effect of having them combined makes a lot of sense, but it should have gotten some. I mean, some change the color.
Yeah, and then we've got our chat talking about how coalescence might also be identical.
Right. Yeah.
Which like, that's a raid reward. Like, there are normal legendaries and there are raid legendaries.
Mm-hmm.
You cannot copy pasta a raid legendary.
I mean, they gave us the the motorized armor, as I call it, the animated armor, which was specifically to raids. You cannot It's very unique.
Yeah.
And I think if we have the gold chair, the gold pile from Wing 6, which is not tradable. Thank you for completing the achievements there. The Doom chair, which was like the be-all and end-all for the longest, they made it tradable, so anyone can have it without having killed Doom. I'm looking at you.
I bought one. Yeah. 650 gold. The thing's down to like 250 now. I don't regret it.
Yeah. Uh-huh. But, I mean, that I think should have been raid unique.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think Coalescent should have a completely unique, completely separate. Yeah. Also, it's not a trinket, or it's not an accessory. It's a ring.
Yeah.
Like having the two accessories, because those are the same slot, go together and combine into something makes sense.
Yeah.
But the ring is completely different.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I don't know.
It should be different.
It should be different. It's coming out next month. We'll get to see, right? We had some chat linked us some data mining posts that are concerning. Yeah. Right? But we'll see. I guess we'll see. But yeah, I guess they don't want to create separate visual noise for 4 different trinket slots, which, fair enough. You could just tone the effects down.
Change the color. Change the base color.
Yeah, I mean, or you could just tone the effects down and not make them so crazy, because, like, they're very Aurora's very loud, right? You have big old globes. But, yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know. But I'm still going to get Vision, right? I'm almost done with the first collection. From what I hear the second collection isn't a big deal. And then you just got to slap on your Mystic Tribute and call it a day. Like, it's not that hard to get.
So one of the things that came in with this patch was this ectoplasmic
Forge Stone.
Was that it?
Mystic Forge Stone replacement.
Is that what it is? Because I remember I had asked you, I'd seen it, I then didn't research it to find out what it was. I just had the question, and when I saw it in the patch notes, and then I got busy with work, so I didn't go and look.
Chat saying their legendary trinket already looks purple, so you don't need vision. Not the globes, but the globes aren't purple. They're like a whitish gold on Aurora, right? But like the aura it gives you, like the little light, the flamey light, that's purple. But the globes themselves are like a whitish gold on Aurora, right? Anyway. Yeah. Chat mentioning the Mystic Infusion. We didn't mention that. Yeah, there's a Mystic Infusion now in the game. It looks terrible. Have you seen it?
I have not seen it.
It looks awful. It's so bad. You know that crappy ghost effect you get in AC Path 3?
Oh, yes. I was told about this. Okay.
Like that. It's so awful.
I mean, you could just have a eat a strawberry ghost thingy.
It's
Or-
terrible. It really
I
is.
won't get it. I'm not into the infusions.
I want the Ember infusion.
I
Have
know,
you seen?
keep saying that.
Have you seen an Ember infusion?
No, I may. If I did, I ignored it. Is that the one that glows orange?
It's the one that makes your skin like cracked lava. It's so
Then
cool.
I haven't seen it.
It's easily the best infusion. But yeah, Ink's in chat saying his colors might be off, but mine doesn't look gold.
For
Josh,
what, Aurora?
for Aurora, does
Aurora looks whitish to me.
yeah, every Aurora looks whitish. It's more of a white. There's like a faint yellow-ish
On the
like
edges.
very light. Yeah,
Very light.
they're white. They're white globes, 100%. Yeah, I don't know. But Vision, I'll get it. Right, I'll acquire it.
Cute. I'm glad that you're happy.
I'm
Because
about
you were very disappointed
I was.
when the trinket didn't come in with the last patch, and so I was excited for you because I knew you'd be excited. And then you disappeared into chasing it hard, and I was like, "Bye, Aaron. See you on Saturday."
It's just nice to have it to work on
Mhm.
because I'm also working on Faris, right, which is just a Gen 2 Gold Sync legendary, and boy, those are depressing. I mean, you've made one. I haven't. You made Shining Blade, so you've done.
And I want to make Exordium, and the thought of starting, and because I know what it's going to take. Yeah, I can't. I haven't been able to. I mean, I just got through making legendary armor, which is almost as bad.
Yeah, I just finished making mine in April as well, and
Yeah.
we both finished it the same week.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I can't believe people make those. But yeah, so I got to get that done after Vision. I have so many plans, guys.
I know. I have to what I need to start doing is just start making my Mystic Curios, because I've got the Gifted Battle already. And then I can start, if I start making the stupid curios, then at least I'll feel like, okay, I'm making some kind of progress.
I've been stockpiling Elderwood and Mithril for like a month now.
I'm doing the same.
I don't even have a fraction of what I need.
No, me neither.
I have like 25 stacks of each. That's nothing. It's nothing compared to what you
Drop
need.
in the ocean.
Yeah.
Yep.
Like, yeah. It's fun.
Anytime I have a friend who says that they're working on a Gen 2, I just send them Mithril and Elderwood. I'm like, here, I know it might not be a lot, but I know that it'll be something that you can use. Have fun.
Yeah, the absolute agony.
Yeah.
And like my raid progression is pathetic, right? So I'm not going to have Coalescence for years at this point, right?
I don't know about years. We'll get it for you.
Like Miko will carry me there. We got to get past Doom first.
We got to get past Doom. Yeah, our group got a little bit destabilized for a second there, and we're in the process of resetting our roles for a couple of players. So we're getting back on track. Josh is subbing in for us tomorrow. Did you know? I don't know if you saw that.
Yeah, I mentioned it in Twitch chat yesterday.
Yeah, he's gonna be kiting those messengers.
It's gonna be a fun time.
Fun times. Don't let them run over the Reapers, Josh. They'll die, and then you won't be able to heal them if you do it on your thief, which I did find out is doable. But I'm digressing here. So legendary trinket. Anything else that you want to say about Vision, other than that you're happy?
Collection is relatively fun. I was having a good time last night doing it. There's not a lot of BS in it besides the sky scale. Like, as long as you have the sky scale, you can kind of rocket through the whole thing.
Yeah.
Again, you have to get achievement metas done, which the LS4 achievement metas I haven't found have been nearly as agonizing as the LS3 ones.
That's good.
So yeah, Jahai is probably the worst one because there's like 38 achievements or something like that.
I remember.
And then Dragonfall is kind of bad too because there's no wiggle room in the meta. You have to do
18. Yeah.
Yeah. So those are probably the worst ones. All the other ones are pretty chill. But yeah, a little less arduous than Aurora.
Yeah. I have been having fun with the sky scale because I'm still working on that, obviously. The scavenger hunt aspect I haven't minded. Because for the ones in Dragonfall, it helped me get to know the map a bit more. And what I need to do to traverse it. And then just learning the events and the meta itself was fun. And then now going around to the old, to core Tyria for some pieces, and just back in the Path of Fire maps has been kind of neat as well.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
So I'm having fun.
I will say that nothing on the sky scale is particularly difficult.
No.
It's all the scavenger hunt sections are just like boom, 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 boom. Nothing takes a long time, right? And the final collection before you get it is just like a really long scavenger hunt. I still knocked it out in like an hour, right? But that hour felt like a lifetime. It's like you get hit with, I think it's 28. You get with 28 locations that you have to do and do sky scale stuff. And I'm just like, dude, 28? 28? Like,
I've been using Ian's guides when I get stuck. Because even when I don't need to watch her find a location, just her little description usually gets me into the right place.
Her YouTube channel is a life hack for sure.
Oh, I love Ian.
Mm-hmm.
Her guides have been my saving grace for many years.
I ran into her the other day, actually yesterday. We were doing hearts in Istan.
Yeah.
And she's like, yeah, I need crocodile. I'm like, me too.
Yeah. Iron Maiden, guys, good content creator, good streamer. Go follow her.
For sure.
She's awesome. All right, so things coming up in game. We're getting the meta event rush next week.
Yes.
Week long.
How interested are you in doing this?
Well, before I was working on this sky scale stuff, I was very interested in this because of the whole amalgamated gemstone thing. And the rewards for the meta not being capped. Now, the rewards that they are, these community goal tiers, I was a bit surprised to see that this is what they've worked into the reward scale for these meta events. I can see why on one level they would, because some of the metas require cooperation across the map from community members. But to make the rewards guild banners, I was a bit surprised at.
And like thimbles of liquid karma, it's like, dude, karmic retribution. Nobody needs karma right now. I can see people getting excited.
Food I like. I mean, that's always good to have.
Like, I could see people getting excited about the celebration boosters because it's double worldly world XP. But who doesn't have a million birthday boosters, right?
Well, newbies.
Sure, and this would be great for newbies, right?
Yeah.
But I, as an experienced player, am not super interested in doing this. Now, I am planning on doing a lot of Silver Waste next week, and Silver Waste is on this rotation.
So, well, there you go.
Yeah, so I'll get boxes, right? But after, I didn't expect to get anything last time, and the boxes are actually better this time. There's more in the rare category as opposed to the super rare.
I haven't seen the boxes.
The boxes are a little more forgiving this time.
That's good. Better rewards is better.
I just don't care, right?
Like, where do we who has someone have they posted what the rewards are in the official forum?
Somebody linked me a screenshot in my stream. That's all I know. But I will say that while uncapping daily rewards was something they talked about in their previous forum post about this, they have not actually done it. The daily rewards are still going to be capped for this.
I was most excited about that.
Your incentive is the boxes still.
Yeah. I suppose because they brought the Path of Fire stuff, the Path of Fire metas back into line with the hot metas, then maybe that would be a reason. I don't know. But perhaps. Is the monocle still in there? Please tell me it's not.
It's in. What chat is mentioning is all the. You know how last time they had a bunch of really lame stuff right next to like Chak infusions and stuff in the super rare category. They've moved the lame stuff up to the rare category.
Oh.
So that when you get, because before if you got a monocle, you would be like, oh my god, that could have been a Chak infusion, right?
Yeah.
and you'd want to throw your monitor across the room. Now, if you get a monocle, it's like, well, that was a rare roll anyway, so it wouldn't have been a Jack Infusion, right? So you don't have to want to actually tear your head off, spine and all, when you get a monocle. Now you can just be like, oh, I got a monocle, all right,
right.
you know. So it's a good change. It's a good change.
Well, one thing I'm excited about is that one of our partner guilds, Script Kings, is talking about rolling a guild event during this, doing specifically the ore metas on core classes, like at launch.
Core classes.
Yes, which I think is going to be super fun because why not? That's kind of how ore was designed for. It wasn't designed for the power creep that is the elite specs.
Yeah, I know, burning down like the Dwayne statue in like 20 seconds.
Pretty much, yeah. You have to make a little bit more effort. So we're gonna see when they roll that out.
Is core staff Ellie coming back? Is Meteor Shower back in business?
Probably not, no, because Meteor Shower got so hard nerfed and it's Sad Panda now. No.
Hey, I still play Staff Tempest and Fractals.
Why?
Because it's all bad. It's all I know.
Dude, freaking take a dagger.
Nah, dude, staff isn't bad. Staff is actually, it is. Because it's actually, so it's bad because of Lava Font, not even so much because of Meteor Shower. Lava Font took a nerf, and that's why staff is so bad now.
Staff is just, no, don't. I'm going to take your staff away from you.
No, but it's the Love Struck staff, so it's like, and she's like an anime maid, it's perfect. It's like she walked out of Madoka Magica.
I know, but I want to get her back into raids because Tempest is good again. For raids. I do have, but not on staff. If you bring that staff, I will kick you.
I do have Magi's gear. I could raid heal.
But it's better.
You're like, I'm not letting you.
It's better to heal on Dagger Warhorn.
Gotcha. I do have Dagger. I have Dagger Warhorn set up.
Okay.
On that character.
Yeah.
I'm playing Dragon.
The AoE heal
Dragon
stuff is really good. No, it's fine. Anyways, we're getting off track. But yeah, so the meta event rush is coming. I'll be playing it because I want to see I want to check it out. And plus, there's metas in here that I haven't played in a long, long time.
Chad is saying Lava Font got a huge buff. When? The last thing I remember about Lava Font was when they trashed it.
Yeah, that was a couple of balance patches ago.
It's
not bad. Meteor Shower is the one that got really, really hit and makes everyone really sad still.
Yeah, did they change it since? It's still Lava Font is still roasted, isn't it?
No, Meteor Shower is the one you're thinking of. Meteor Shower.
No, Meteor Shower took a nerf too. They changed the way it functions. You do big damage first, and then your damage goes like this, right?
It's not good.
But Lava Font got its damage cut in half, pretty much.
They brought it back a bit. It's not back to where it was, but it's back a bit. But anyways, yeah, Dagger better.
I don't know. Maybe they changed Lava Font since I checked. I don't know. I just don't know the rotation on Dagger Warhorn. Staff Tempest is one of the few rotations in the game that I actually know how to do.
I mean, 2 and 5 was the rotation there, right? Sometimes 3.
Oh no, you gotta go into Lightning Hammer, and then you want to go.
Okay, but that's like using the whole conjures. I'm talking about the actual staff skills that never get used.
Lightning 2 is actually a big damage, right? You can do a rotation, but it sucks now. It sucks now.
Anyways, we got off topic. What the hell were we talking about? No, this meta event crap. So that'll be running Monday? No, Tuesday. Tuesday the 4th to the 11th.
Yep.
Which is Tuesday to Tuesday. So how convenient is that? On the 11th, we should be getting another patch, which everyone is speculating will be getting our new raid ring. Please, please. And it will be a continuation of the Kadim story. So I think the raid community is expecting a teaser this coming week. A teaser trailer for the new raid wing.
Hidden City, I think, is confirmed, right?
Of Akashim, yeah.
Yeah, that's awesome. Dude, that's one of the coolest areas in Guild Wars 1. Mm-hmm. It's so gen-related, they had to do it. It's super cool.
Yeah.
Are you going to hit that day one?
We'll probably go in, yeah. The Monday night group is was closer to killing Kadim. We took a little bit of a backseat in progression there last week, but we should be getting back on track this week, hopefully.
Yeah, chat. Inks is asking you for a 36-hour raid stream. How do you feel about that?
Nah, I can't do it, man. I gotta work.
I know, right?
I'll just watch Teapot Big Brain and solve things, and then I'll just copy what he does.
It's such a bummer being an adult, like, in the world.
Yeah, man.
I'm constantly just like, wow, I have to work, and everybody else is playing all day. I'm like, I don't know what your guys' life is, but I have things to do.
The thing is that the nice thing is that I can just turn on Twitch while I'm at work.
Yeah, I do that.
Down a little bit.
I do that sometimes as well.
Watch. Yeah, you work from home though.
I do.
Office.
I have it playing on here, and then I work over here, and I'll just glance over.
Yeah, that's what I do. Yeah, I'll listen. So, yeah, no, I have to be the responsible one for a little while, and then I'll go on raid.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, the group that will probably get the patch, the Tuesday night group, we probably will go in and peek at it. And then go back to whatever they were progressing, which they are now on Kadim as well.
Can't wait till I get that sick Kadim kill. It's gonna be a while. It's gonna be some time. Maybe we get our Doom kill tomorrow. Just wait tomorrow. Tomorrow's the day.
Maybe it's all on my green runners and Josh, who's got to be kiting the messengers, make sure they don't run over people.
I actually practiced my rotation this week.
Right.
So we might be able to have actual DPS.
He has been bringing actual DPS, guys.
I hit the golem, though. I hit the golem.
That's good. The golem is always good. Yeah. All right. So, other things. Gemstore news. With this patch, they brought in a new Season 4 Expedition contract. This is a board that only you yourself can gather from and get Season 4 materials.
Why would you buy this?
For people who don't want to go and farm the maps, and I guess.
It's just such a terrible way to get your,
1,000 gems. That's, I kind of, whenever I see these boards and I see the price tag on them, I'm like, I could be using that 1,000 gems if I wanted to on something else.
I mean, chat's like Ink saying to fill out your home instance. What's the point of filling out your home instance when it's all just cash shop stuff anyway, so it's irrelevant to your account, right?
Well, the nodes are not cash shop nodes.
No, they're not, but you can have LS4 nodes from in-game in your home instance. Sure. I just don't understand, to me, cash shop items are not prestige items, right? And if I'm filling out my home instance, it's for the prestige of it, right?
So a couple of people who have them were saying that, well, they got it because they were completionists, and so they wanted to have it to fill out
it's not even completion, though. It's swiping your credit.
However, they also were saying that they kind of regret getting them because only they can use them. So if they invite friends in, as a lot of people do who have tricked out home instances, they'll invite people in. No one can gather from those boards that's not the instance owner. So it kind of is... Well, look at all of this other stuff that you can gather, but don't touch this board because it'll give you nothing.
I don't know. I don't know. With how easy Living World currencies are to farm, I don't even get the nodes, the PvE nodes. I don't get them. Yeah, there's no point. They're so easy to farm. There's no point in wasting. What do those nodes cost? 50 gold?
50 gold, and then however many, is it 1,000 or 100 of the volatile or unbound magic? I don't even know.
It's a lot of currency, and Living World, both 3 and 4 currency, is so ludicrously easy to farm. I can't imagine spending money on this. It blows me away.
Yeah, no.
But my home instance is empty because I don't care about it.
The only nodes that I've gotten in my home instance, I've either gotten from playing content as rewards, not even because I bought it from a vendor, or they dropped for me for some odd reason. I got an Orichalcum node drop out of a Blackline chest ages ago.
So did I actually. I sold it on the trading post for
Yeah,
like
I ended up
$100.
not selling it because I was like, oh, ArenaNet, I can go and do that, and sure.
And it's
So
like, chat, if you like it, that's cool. Like, that's cool. Like, Inks,
yeah,
if
I
you
mean,
like
if
it.
you like it, then that's great.
Josh harvests his every day. And like you said, charge court's great, right? Like,
Charge
um,
courts, I got that from playing season something 2.
yeah, the crate obelisk is the skill point that you can charge it at in your home instance. That's like my home instance. Anything I have in there is from achievements. Like, I
Yeah,
don't put money into it because it would take so long to make that money back via.
right. And there were a couple of posts on Reddit this week trying to quantify what it would take to make your money back. And it would, I think they were saying that it would take about a year and a half to make your money back
Yeah,
on what you can get from those boards. So when
and
I saw that, I was like, yeah, okay.
and like Chad is saying, like it's pretty nice to have a stack of charge quartz when the Skyscape came out, but that doesn't have anything to do with these 1,000 gem boards
No.
from the gem store.
Mm-mm.
Charge quartz is from getting quartz and charging it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't know.
Hero
I
point.
personally like. Someone in chat says the home instance is a joke. It's not for me. It's not content for me.
Right. And that's fine. I mean, I've got the cats. That makes me happy.
And it's like Ink says, he just does it for the completion, right? And if you have to have that thing, like I have OCD about stuff too. I have to have all of my characters played through all of the story content in the game and map completed. Do I need to do that? No, that's lunacy, right? But I do it. Just like buying the bounty boards is lunacy, but people do it because they need it, right? And I get that. I can understand that because I have that about stuff as well.
Yeah. So that is in the gem store currently right now for 1,000 gems. And also the Skyscale chair, which is not the Skyscale related item I was thinking would be coming this early.
As someone who has a Skyscale, I want skins for it because I hate how it looks.
Yeah.
I won't spend 2K, but if they come out with like a Skyscale pack like they did with the Warclaw, I'm all over it.
I'm wondering if have they come out with a roller beetle pack? I don't expect that we'll be getting a Skyscale pack.
Roller Beetle's a part of the newer mount licenses, though. So there's plenty of Roller Beetle skins.
Sure.
But
they didn't get a separate Roller Beetle pack. Roller Beetle.
I think the reason why the Warclaw got the pack was because it's World v World and not PvE. Yeah. So we'll probably have to wait for them to roll out a whole pack of licenses to get a Skyscale skin. Fun stuff. Oh, and there's that 2K. There's that 2K Aurene skin that's coming into the game. The Aurene Skyscale,
right, which everyone is just waiting because everyone expects that it would just be coming. But however, what did you think of the Skyscale chair? You get to curl up. You get to curl up with your Skyscale and lean against it.
If there's any way to proudly proclaim,
if
there's any way to proudly proclaim your champion status in Guild Wars 2, it's having a gem store chair when the Doom chair and the Gold Pile chair exist in the game.
And yet, I've yet to see it in game. Any player have it in game, but I saw plenty of people posting on the social media posts about it, saying, "Oh my gosh, I need that in my life." And I went, "Okay."
It's because you hang out in Mistlock, right? We're like,
no, I don't really hang out in Mistlock. I have my character's log there. Or sometimes I generally I'm in the aerodrome.
Aerodrome or Mistlock, right? Like champions don't go to those places, right? So if you go to DR Waypoint, you'll see all the Skyscale.
I mean, I know that there are several people who go to your chat who go to your streams who are in our chat. Should we define what you consider a champion? Because this is just another. This is Aaron speak, people.
People who buy the Skyscale chair. Bottom line, you're not like this is a chair you're gonna find in LA. This is a chair you're gonna find in Divinity's Reach, right? Those are the Skyscale. I haven't
seen them in either.
Do you go to Divinity's Reach a lot?
I've been there several times this week.
Like Minister's Waypoint, RP Central.
I have
because that's where I hang out, right? And I see this chair. I've seen it.
Have you seen it then? Okay,
yeah,
well then.
People are buying it. People are buying it.
I don't doubt that people would buy it because, I mean, the description that they put was like, take a nice breather, relax with your Skyscale, and give it a little tickle under its chin. And the animation has you tickle the Skyscale's chin.
The animation's impressive work. I can't deny that. It's just that cash shop chairs are irrelevant because in-game prestige chairs exist. When in-game prestige chairs exist, cash shop chairs are irrelevant. It's why they will never put a mount skin in-game because it will make
It will
cash
make
shop
more
ones
money on.
irrelevant.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. Anyway.
So yeah, I'm like it looks good as a
It
chair.
looks really cute.
It's one of the
It is
high
a cute chair.
it's one of the most high effort chairs they've done.
It is.
It's just that you need to have a gold pile or a doom chair.
My reaction to when I saw that they had released this was, why can't you just sit on your sky scale? If
Right,
you
or better,
you can hover on it.
AFK midair. Yeah, be a proper douchebag in AFK midair.
As many people have been doing.
Worst thing you can
Since this
do.
came out. So the sky scale chair is available. Press O, 600 gems. Also in the gem store are the ether-bound greaves, the companion to the boots. Right?
Yes.
And the gauntlets, right?
They look good. I thought the gauntlets looked good. The boots look good.
They do.
I like these items. Actually, I had some extra gems. I picked up the boots. I don't use them.
Both. Yeah, I picked up both, and I've got them on my Sylvari Firebrand because I got the ether bound glider and backpack to drop out of a Black Lion chest, and I slapped him on him because it looks good on him. So he's now becoming the ether bound themed character.
The etherbound stuff is good.
Yeah,
I have both.
them.
I have both the gloves and the gauntlets as well. I don't use them, but like I could see myself maybe using them at some point. So I preemptively buy skins like that.
Yeah, the one that's I think it got data mined. I don't think it's actually released. The Shrine Guardian, the ears are coming separately. The Shrine Guardian outfit.
Yeah.
Just the headpiece, and it's supposedly upgradable or something. Or they've got the deluxe version, and then they've got like a regular version. So I'll be interested to see what that.
And that'll be a hot item, right? Because people want to have the ears, you know.
I mean, I got the kitty ears, so I'm happy. I don't know that I'll go for these, but you know, I might.
Chat is mentioning that the Doom chair is technically pointless because you can buy it for gold. That's only assuming that somebody swiped their card for the gold, right? I assume by default that nobody has swiped. I know people do, but my default assumption when analyzing characters is that nobody swiped, right? So like, and I know that to some of you mega rich people, gold is an irrelevant currency, right? But to some of us, like, it's still a relevant currency. So I don't think the Doom chair is irrelevant, but the gold pile is definitely the best in slot chair. There's no debate about gold pile being best in slot chair. And Inks is commenting that I want to be a champion, but I'm too scared. Inks, I'm working on it every day. Let's be honest. I'm coding closer and closer to that point every day. All right, man. It's the truth.
Yep. But yeah. So I still like the look of the Doom chair more than the gold pile, even though the gold pile is very nice. I still just like the look of the Doom chair. And I will get it because I'll buy it with raid currency from the vendor. I won't buy it off the trading post.
Miko does it the proper way. It's the proper way.
Yeah, and then
I agree.
And then the game will give it to me as a drop like the next week, and I'll sell it on the trading post or hold on to it for a giveaway for something.
To be fair, I don't think the Doom chair should be tradable.
No.
But it is.
But it is.
And it's second best in slot, in my opinion, for chairs. So I got it. Right?
Yeah.
Ink saying a true champion would be wearing their Guild Wars 2 swag. My Path of Fire shirt isn't technically swag. I bought it with like money from a store. Like they didn't give it to me or anything. So I don't think it's swag. But I do have a Path of Fire shirt.
You bought one from the store?
Like the We Love Fine store, not like a go-in store.
Oh, the We Love Fine store.
The online store.
You have the hoodie. Don't you have the hoodie?
Yeah, I wear the hoodie as well, and I bought that too. None of it was like free swag. I paid into it because I'm a shill.
Yeah, no. My Guild Wars 2 t-shirts, and I've got I think maybe one or two.
You have the red scarlet one. That's the good one. Yeah. That's the fire one.
I got that. I got those. Those were things that Guildmate got from ArenaNet. So
the Heart of Thorns one that I got in 2015.
Didn't we give that to you? Yeah, you got it through us.
I got it at the party that Guild Mag got me into.
Yeah, there you go.
It has been torn to shreds. It's now, a friend of mine has pet rats, and they dragged it into their cage, and and they tore it apart. They completely tore it apart.
You know what you do to those rats, right?
What?
You shoot them.
No, they're pets. Like, they're fine. It's just they took my Heart of Thorns shirt.
That's why. I'm advocating getting rid of the rodents right here.
Yeah.
I'm a terrible person. I'm sorry.
I mean, hey, rodents are a huge pest for some people. So
they are. Okay, we're not going to get down this rabbit hole. So that's what we got going on in game. Press O if you want to get stuff from the gem store.
Yep, and make sure your credit card is loaded up with cash.
Or connected to your bank and you've got money in your bank.
I mean, that's what I mean, right?
Yeah.
But like, like that was the idea. But
yes.
Now spelled it out for.
All right, if you got anything else, because this is actually only an hour and a half show.
Yeah, we managed to plow through everything pretty successfully.
In half the time that we did last time.
Just as a wrap up, I don't really care for the Dragonfall meta. I got the Sky Scale. I'm pretty far in Division. Gonna finish it probably within the next couple months. And I'm worried about Coalescence. Oh, and even though I barely raid, excited about the new raid wing, just for the visuals and stuff.
Yeah, we'll probably go in to take a peek. Take a couple people in, kicking and screaming, but it'll be fun.
Cool.
Yeah, and I'm still working on the Sky Scale, having fun with that, and I'm okay about the Dragonfall medal. I've had fun with it, but I think it still needs to be. I think the community is still getting its head around it, so that people will stop losing their minds in map chat. But map chat tends to lose its mind collectively.
Yeah. I don't know. All I know is that when I was playing the Dragonfall meta, I just didn't really I wasn't really feeling it. The whole time I was like, all right, are we done yet? That's kind of, so I don't know.
That's all right.
Yeah.
But I was happy that I'm almost done with the armor boxes. Because I do like that armor and I do plan on upgrading it. Unlike the other.
The upgrade's not expensive. It's just you throw ectos and Mistborn motes at it. Spirit shards, but who doesn't have a billion spirit shards? Right? Apparently spirit shards are very difficult for new players to get. Did you know that?
Yeah, I do believe that.
It blows my mind because
well, they're probably still progressing their masteries. That's
exactly.
why.
It blows my mind because people who had skill points got a huge conversion on spirit shards when they first came out.
Mm-hmm.
But it's crazy that people have trouble getting those. But yeah, apparently if you start fresh, they're tough to get.
If you're not a veteran who's been playing for however many years this game has been out, 7.
Yeah.
7th year birthday is coming up in a couple months.
I'm excited about that.
I am.
I hope I get to get another of the armor sets because all 3 armor sets are good.
Yeah, they are.
And so I want to get the next one unlocked.
Yeah, me too. And I'll be excited to see what die packs they unlock now.
Ink saying the spirit shards aren't hard; they just take time. Yeah, but in terms of MMO, it's a gate, right? Is all I mean. It's a gate for some people, whereas for people who played at launch, they're spirit shards, but a joke,
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. All right. Well.
Tangent.
Tangent. Yeah, that's kind of what we do in this show.
Yeah.
And we laugh a lot. So that is the end of episode 10.
That's it, guys.
That's it. We're kind of done so for the night. Our next show will be in 2 weeks on the 15th of June.
Mm-hmm.
We'll hopefully be reporting on how the meta rush went and maybe that a new raid wing has been in at that point.
And more on Vision Watch 2019.
And vote more on Vision Watch. We'll get your progress update. Hopefully I'll be done with Skyscale by then as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So there you
Chat
go.
Chat mentioning that the number one efficiency spot has 73,000 spirit shards.
That guy's
That's
obviously
funny.
not converting it over into. There are people like Gildemem who convert their spirit shards into liquid gold.
Yeah, they're worth
literally.
conversion on spirit shards is like 1.2 gold a shard.
Yeah.
It's a huge amount of liquid gold. Yeah. If you can, you just need like a little bit of investment capital and then it feeds upon itself, right? But yeah, it's really good gold.
Yes. All right. So that's all from me. That's all from Aaron. If you guys want to give us a follow, you can hit that button up there and you can get alerted onto when we go live with our crazy shows. Again, we'll be live again on the 15th of June.
And the YouTube channel, TyriaNow on YouTube.
TyriaNow on our YouTube. You can follow us on Twitter, TyriaNow. If you want to reach us for whatever reason, if you want to give us your own hot take and you don't want to leave us a comment on our videos or on Twitter, you can email us at TyriaNow@gmail.com. If you want to follow us independently or individually, I am InkySticks everywhere. He is Guild Wars Monk everywhere. He streams a hell of a lot.
I'm going to stream later tonight.
Yeah, you will. I stream
Crockett or heart farming, guys.
That's
Tune in.
right. Exciting times.
Yeah.
I stream occasionally when the spirit moves me, which is not very often anymore, or lately. So, but you can give me a follow anyway. I will stream occasionally. And I'll usually tweet about it when I'm about to go live. So there you go. That's us. We will thank you guys all for coming out tonight.
Yep.
And we'll see you next time. Good night, everyone.
I'll see everybody later.